Hey there YouTube, it's Phantasma Knight. We're continuing Disco Elysium. It's been a good while since I uploaded the last episode, so probably gonna take a while before you guys see this one. Anyway, let's talk to the pair driver.
The woman is still hunched over the railing, her head swaying to the music, her eyes looking at nothing in particular.
Good to know. Snap.
Huh? What is it? What do you want?
Alright, are you the lady driver?
Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
Aren't you, lady?
The woman's malevolent cackling fills the roundabout.
Malevolent.
I'm a lady like you are Gabriel Buenguerro. Only in dreams.
That's enough for morale damage? So, you're not the driver everyone's terrified
I'm
of.
only terrifying to small children. And to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
But she's terrifying enough to do morale damage? Why are you scared to the people who used to know you?
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was.
Eek, I see. Then who's the female driver I was told of?
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around? When I have my movies to go to.
That's all I need to know.
Elysium.
Thanks. I'm out. That audio glitch again. Don't know why it started. Sigh. Okay. This driver is still here. I guess we go talk to all the drivers again.
Looking for something?
Yeah, audio. I know you've been giving me the runaround. Fess up. Where's the lady driver?
I don't know what you're talking about.
First, you knew Sealing didn't do it.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip.
He grins a wide smile.
He's been expecting this. He's really puffed himself up.
Then why are you smirking?
Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
What's the point of being a cop in a world like this? Unless it's your goal in life to just drag people out back and have them shot, which I'd really like to do with this guy. You're trying to solve a murder in everyone's backyard, and everyone is getting in your way. They're like, you don't run anything. The union runs things here. The union? Well, no, it wasn't the union, right? Shoot. Come on, hasn't even been a week yet. Whoever runs things around here, they aren't dealing with the body. They've left it dangling for a solid freaking week. Apparently these people enjoy having decaying corpses out there. Come on. Okay, enough ranting. So who does? You?
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime boss from Jamrock controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit in Revachol West.
Yeah, him.
Who's Laputa?
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
Whoa, Kim. You're pretending to be a peon of a crime boss?
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
I guess if I didn't have at least a 4 and... Was it 4? Yeah, at least a 4 in drama, I wouldn't have gotten this bit of advice. I mean, that's how this whole thing has been going, pretty much. All these little pieces of extra details and occasional advice. Yeah, why would I interrupt him? Say nothing.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
Kim is great.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorryman and Carter's Guild.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Yeah, of course, been dangling there for a week. Seriously, how does no one remember that? They just freaking ignore it.
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
Wouldn't we? You're saying the killer wouldn't just leave him out there if what? If they were working for a crime boss?
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
We're done for now. Let's put some Half-Life. Half-Life? That's a game I haven't played in a long time. Some Half-Light on. That one I know I have. This audio glitch is really annoying though. There we go. I guess it was just the one. This is negative Half-Life. Stop game. Why are you bugging out on me? I never figured out what was going on in Bright Memory either. Why the audio went really weird on me there.
Looking for something?
Seriously, this is getting really annoying. I can't figure out what it is that's causing it. Wait, why am I looking at electrochemistry? Where is that thing? I don't know why it's so hard for me to find skills. Oh, it is physique. Interesting. Half-Light is just intimidation. Got it. Still too early in the day to start taking morale damage, but audio is getting really annoying. Why am I thinking of doing this? Because I don't want to fail check against this a-hole. That's what's going on. I can't click on it though. I don't know why. Do I have to wait 24 hours before I use the bonus again? That's kind of lame. Hold on, I just want to check something. It's surely not because my options are off, right? Like, because it's slightly cut off? Let's see. Okay, well, let's just do full screen for a moment, and... Hey, this works just fine. The restream chat's still on top, I can still see stuff. Can't click on it though. Wait. Something just got highlighted for a split second. I can't tell which side of it, it keeps lighting up. You guys seeing this? Right there. In the bottom corner. Oh, that is annoying. Okay, these tools surely won't do anything, right? Right? Well, I mean, I guess there's this thing which gives stats, but most of them don't. Well, not unless you use them. Okay, let's talk to this guy.
Looking for something?
Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear.
Men like this are pretty pathetic, yeah? Show me her lorry right fucking now! The lady driver's lorry, where is it?
Fuck you, I told you. I'm not gonna...
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
I'm gonna put you in a cell with a giant kip. You got me bleeding kip deck, you hear me?
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there. Green, banged up thing. I don't fucking know who she is.
Then why didn't you say something
Where
earlier?
did she go?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. I haven't even seen her for days.
Now it's not a big deal for him anymore. This is how he saves face.
Where exactly is her
Past the
lorry?
monument. Down there. The Green Temple. Now leave me the fuck alone, okay?
Can we punch him a few times? Break
A
his free?
small
No?
temple by the monument. Green. Let's get into that lorry.
So many characters piss me off. What was I thinking about? The gloves, right. Gloves do look a little more intimidating. But these gloves are more useful for what I do. Where did he say it was? He just said somewhere down there, right? It's weird that they'll let us look into his lorry, but not like whatever other one is. Ah, here it is. Like we can't look into all of them. Like that'd be a big waste of time. We could, but still.
This green found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This
Noted.
must be the one he told us about. Unless he was lying.
Try to peek in the window.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and two steering levers. Posters cover the small windows in the back. You can't make out what's on them.
Well, we're gonna try the door handle, and hopefully it's not like trapped or something.
The door is locked. The handle looks shiny, like it's recently replaced.
Oh, well, then let's give them a reason to replace it again.
There's no picking this lock. The owner has put special care into it. It's a recessed design.
Huh. Why would that change anything? Recess just means that it's a slight dip, right? But a lockpick goes into the lock. Odd. How are we gonna get this open, Kim? Oh, actually, no, I'm kind of picturing. I'm imagining like a padlock. Like you lift it up and stick your tools into it. But for this, maybe it dips in and then the lock is up. So you have to like stick your key like vertical in order to open it. Feels like a bit of an uncomfortable design, but it would make it hard to pick the lock. How are we gonna get this open, Kim?
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside.
Really?
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Fair enough. Let's put on the pry bar. And then physical instrument? Ew. We've been wearing the white shirt. And did we put on something else for that conceptualization? F it, I don't care. We had nothing else for physical instrument, right? Right. Not gonna bother checking. Let's go.
This green found, A to Z, contemporary, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead.
You know, I'm
It's
smashing a
seen
window with a
better days.
pry bar. What? Why is there such a high chance of failure? Plus, I also got the buff from this. From using the drink. Although it's weird that you would get stronger when you're drunk.
Pry bar in hand, you take a hard swing at the window. A loud thunk rings out and the pry bar bounces back, leaving a tiny spider web on the glass.
Look, this is something you should definitely be able to retry.
Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some reps right now. Looks like the window might be shatterproof. You may have to rethink your approach.
Really? Hit again.
Another futile thunk.
This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Takes the pry bar from you just for you to stand back. Then with short warning.
He smashes it into the window. Droplets of glass fly everywhere, shattering over the lorry floor and pavement. You can just reach in now.
Heh. Nice.
It went better than I expected. Open it from the inside.
Open
The
the door.
smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. There's something odd about the passenger seat. The seating fabric has been pulled tight over the lower side of the seat where the toolbox should be.
It's right down there, and again, I'm hoping it's not trapped. Admire the posters?
These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century.
You know, we're talking about stuff from like 50 years ago. 50 plus years ago, but I mean, Star Wars came out about 50 years ago, didn't it? Is my memory messing with me? Like 75-ish?
One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, with a hint of amberette, wafting through the bitter air of the cabin.
Stop and wonder, what's that smell?
The remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume, probably Grenade number 5.
How do you know this? Stay the centerfold.
The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera.
I'm assuming this is a fan, and especially if she's got an autograph on it. If it wasn't for the autograph, I would wonder, what if this drug runner is actually a washed out actress?
Wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't put your finger on whom exactly. This is Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death.
Oh boy. Okay, so the driver's definitely not the actress on the posters. What happened to her?
She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here, on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too.
Typo. She was afraid. So, is this person celebrating that they got an actress to die in a miserable way?
The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter
Examine
looks
the radio.
like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
Why would anyone need so many stations?
For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation. With quite a range, too.
The nerve center, but like, how essential is this? Now, I'm not saying this is a good idea, but let's say we were to put a bottle of alcohol in there, stuff a rag halfway into the bottle, light the end of the rag, and walk away. How much damage would it do? To this whole drug operation, I mean.
A 20-kilometer radius at least, perhaps extended by an attachable antenna that's not here right now.
Anything we could do with it? Maybe we could write down the frequencies? I don't know why we would, though.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
Actually, hang on. If this is a drug operation, then the vast majority of these should be, or not vast majority, but probably the majorities would be drivers running illegal goods. So you write down the frequencies, you could, I don't know, can you track down people via radio frequency in this game? Or in this universe?
The
Probably not in this
ghostly
game.
actresses and the rusty toolbox under the driver's
Check
seat.
the
You
pedals.
wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, A pair of pliers, a rusty wrench have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver.
Cool.
But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Hold on. So the 8th Hardy boy, quotation marks, is a female, has an odd soul that might indicate that they are a driver. The sandpaper would definitely ruin their soul faster. Alright then. Looks like the driver glued a piece of sandpaper to the throttle to offer some extra grip. But this is a side quest, right? Is it actually related to the main quest?
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The sandpaper would also rub off the pattern from the driver's right boot sole.
Yes?
He likes where this is going. One of the footprints at the crime scene had an aberration. One sole was smoother than the other.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching.
Wait, the missing 8th Hardy. Here. And she's the one running the drug trade. What a handful. This is kind of sexist, but I mean I can kind of understand the sentiment sometimes. First the drug smuggling, and now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Now we know for certain who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
This would fit what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions. Yeah, seriously, those jerks, they, my opinion, they're the type that are more likely to commit sexual assault, which, you know, they accuse the security guard of, than they are to participate in the drug trade. I'm saying this solely based off my information in fiction, because, to the best of my knowledge, I haven't dealt with any drug dealers in real life.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from
Pull the cover off the passenger seat.
A stack of neatly
We haven't
folded
confirmed
papers
that there's
has
the
been
drug dealer
stashed
yet.
behind the seating fabric. You see 3 maps depicting a large metropolitan area. It's Revachol. Some of its routes and highways have been outlined with a pen.
Bonne prise.
The lieutenant commends you as you shift through the treasure, well worn and folded into neat squares. What exactly did we do? Let's see. Peel off the cover on the passenger seat. Like the passenger seat at the bottom where the toolbox would be, or am I thinking about something different that they talked about earlier? Behind the seating fabric. So, they did say it was pulled like kind of low, right? Is it? Okay, now imagine if there were like folders like taped to the bottom of the seat, but that's probably overthinking it. Open the top mouse map.
This large map displays the elevated motorway called 881. The intake leading to Martinez is marked with a blue X. There's another X on the off-ramp at a place called the Old South.
Uh-huh.
Toll booths at the intakes are marked with a circle. It looks like there are scant few ways of getting onto the elevated motorway that runs over Jamrock. And this person knows them all.
Seems convenient.
There, hundreds of thousands of motor carriages roar on the 881. High above the mass of brown and red roofs, that is Jamrock. The commuters don't even look down. The world ceases to exist outside the windshield.
Shivers, eh? Where does the road lead?
To Kuron, through the middle-income neighborhoods there, by the river, and then to Stella Maris and La Delta for work, while the men and women of Jamrock scuttle to their fates below the road.
Alright, open the second map.
This municipal map from the 30s displays a complex system of storm sewers underneath a sub-district called the Pox, old military hospital, right adjacent to the 41st precinct.
Like the third map?
The final map displays a labyrinth of service tunnels left over from the construction of Motorway 881. A few routes have been marked with a pen, where the tunnels and sewers surface near the eminent domain and a traffic island in central Jamrock, by the lake.
Uh-huh.
These service tunnels were probably used during the construction of the foundation beneath the motorway. Looks
Makes
like the
sense.
smugglers have infiltrated the road network belonging to East Motor Tract.
And we're gonna say such.
So it would seem.
The lieutenant examines the maps with a furrowed brow.
The RCM patrols most of these auxiliary roads, though apparently not all of them.
Uh-huh. Where does the contraband end up?
Hard to say. This distribution network looks certainly large, yet still vague enough. It doesn't reveal much about the Besmerti behind it.
Besmerti? That sounds vaguely familiar.
The Besmerti is a Revacholian crime syndicate. They see themselves as the inheritors of the 14 Revacholian Hindu tribes, but really they're just violent gangs vying for control on the west side of Revachol.
I can't figure out what causes a minute to pass. I thought it was every choice, but like I don't think that choice did anything. Maybe because we
With
go back
cool
to
names
this.
like La Puta Madre and Aura Masta. It's a dark parody.
Uh-huh. Who do you think is behind this?
It's definitely not the Union. They just do some logistics. This operation has spread everywhere in Jamrock. If it's that widespread, then Madre remains the most likely suspect. Here's bad news. There have been attempts at a serious investigation before, but they haven't ended well for those involved.
You know, I've never fully understood like politics and investigative stuff. I always wondered why it's so difficult to. I realize this is kind of violent talk, but like, why is it so difficult to just gun down all the crime bosses? I mean, there was a whole like war on drugs thing, right? Is that hard to figure out where they are, and is the backlash that bad from them figuring out where a crime boss is and just bombing his whole house? Now, yes, I am aware that there may be innocent people working there. It's a nasty thought, though. Innocent people working at a crime boss's house. Makes you wonder what kind of stuff they go through or what drove them to work there in the first place. That's probably an issue. But like, would the political backlash be that bad? You're getting a lot of trouble off the streets. You're dealing with a bunch of remorseless killers before they could kill some more. It's such a shame that's not that easy. I mean, come on, all these crime syndicates in real life surely don't have, like, freaking attack drones.
Best not to disturb the scene. I'll have forensics go over the lorry and pick these up later.
I must be in a violent mood today.
The stack of maps
Goes
looks
to Tsushima.
just like before, barely noticeable. The movie stars look silently by, and the metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper.
Oh, so the reason why I mentioned Ghost of Tsushima, other than it being a violent game, they do not portray the Mongols in a positive light. I heard that there was some controversy over that game due to how I want to say the controversy was in China. Like they say that because the Mongolians are now considered a Chinese ethnic group, or maybe like the Mongolians of that era, because they integrated into the Chinese people after taking over China for a bit or whatever. So they apparently had issues with the depiction of slaughtering the Mongols. My issue, I mean, it's a video game. It's a violent video game. My issue is actually more like how they portray them. I don't know if it's accurate, but the Mongolians in that game are not nice people in the slightest. To a man, they are the most cruel, most sadistic people imaginable. So that kind of worries me. Anyway, let's get back to this game. That's my little excuse for why I'm in a more violent mood today, I guess. Or maybe it's because I'm sick. That's a bad excuse. Anyway, unfold the newspaper.
It's an issue of Petty Ferik from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages.
Pick up the
It
note.
looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
Neat.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
I actually don't know what all these terms mean. I don't even remember what FM and AM stands for. These days when I hear AM, it refers to something happening in the morning, AM versus PM. Like, people just refer to it as the AM instead of morning. Or at least in the context I know it of. Push in the pull-out.
Pull out toolbox.
Close the door.
Close the rust.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce?
Yeah, Kim?
Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found, so we don't do it in front of the company rep.
Sounds like something police would do. What do you think of all this, Kim?
Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation.
And we've definitely given ourselves away by smashing through the window. Should we be concerned?
I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
Oh no, the crime bosses actually have advanced technology.
I'm not
Of
sure
course,
what
they have
the
so much
ULAN
money.
frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks.
Oh boy.
Oh, and the maps we found. They reveal the geographical extent of the operation. Looks like they've used abandoned tunnels and access roads to stay hidden. This is useful info. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
We don't know for sure it's her. We just suspect that it might be a female and that she's got an odd soul. We don't know if this is a common strategy, though, to use the sandpaper.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
What about the movie posters? How do they factor into all this?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin. The racists did call her a dyke. I don't know if that's considered a rude slur. Probably is. Yeah, probably is. Hey, oh hey Reddits, welcome. Just continuing Disco Elysium. I seem to already be in a violent mood, probably because racists are still causing trouble. Or maybe because I'm a little sick, but like as I said earlier, that's probably a bad excuse. A lot of women there, especially for a lady driver's cabin.
Yes, well...
Alright. So it turns out this is connected to the Union.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
Well, more rounds going down range is always great.
Meaning, someone as slippery as Everard won't be caught by a couple of cops and some stuff they found in some cabin.
Fair enough. With RCM open an investigation to this.
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that.
He stops to think. But what are you thinking?
The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madre grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome.
Corruption.
All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either.
Nobody likes internal affairs. Even though they're supposed to keep everyone squeaky clean. Okay, debrief over.
Debrief over. After you.
Oh yeah, Reddit. So I was also saying earlier that maybe some of my more violent thoughts today might have also come from playing Ghost of Tsushima recently. Just like how this game has plenty of terrible, terrible people, Tsushima does not depict the enemies, and I can't even say the most positive light. They don't even act like people. They're just so over the top cruel. That aside, the game is fun, and if you're okay with loads of violence, well, it's a great time. I keep. I see. I see. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. Stuff to talk to you.
Hi again, Gendarme.
Oh, I probably should type up something, please. I see. Thanks for stopping by, though. Okay, there we go. Composure, right?
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
Then I need esprit de corps, I think.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Like the way he talks. Nobody talks like that, right? Unless they want to be like particularly annoying. I'm doing it again. I only have that one thing for the esprit de corps. What shirt was I using before this? It was just the tank top, wasn't it? And let's see, what is esprit de corps governed by? Psyche. Blah. Oh, that's ugly. Oh well, let's talk to the Hardy Boys. Let's take the crowbar out of our hands in case we need to use suggestion, even though our morale is crap and therefore our psyche is crap.
It's you again. What is it?
Puts his bear can down, slowly saunters over, slowly crosses his arm. Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
How does he know which precinct we're from?
We'll do
we
that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace?
The stroke of grace, the finishing blow.
The thought forms in your head like a lightning strike branching in the sky.
You're right, there is no local drug trade, except you.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
It sounds like they're saying, we've dealt with the drug trade by becoming the drug trade.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
This is a terrible one to say. There's plenty of drugs out there. In fact, I have some in my bloodstream right now. This is disgusting. You're admitting to profiteering off of poisoning your own people.
Boo fucking who. People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
I don't know how to react to this. Might as well make taking drugs clean.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it.
You guys are insisting you're clean because you're running the drug trade. I know clean isn't the literal term here, but good God. Although actually a lot of times drugs are unclean, you know, sharing needles and all that bad stuff.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
The way he says that.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
The eighth Hardy, the one who's missing. She runs the thing, right?
My answer is fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
So all the crime that we found in this whole area, we connected to the Hardy Boys. And they're talking about how they're keeping this place safe and clean.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
She sighs.
I know. Fatty walked on all fours. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
And he was apparently wearing shoes on his hands. And the steps were apparently lighter. And one of the shoes just happened to be sanded off.
Despite everything, the little man is quick on his feet.
Go
sound
fuck
dumb.
your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all fours. Anything else you need to know?
Let's get Rhetoric back up. It's annoying watching him saunter back and forth like that, though. Okay, do we have anything for Rhetoric, or am I just going to this again? Oh, we have negative. I should just go and sell some of these things, huh? Do we even have anything? I've gone there so many times, and for some reason I can't remember. Rhetoric. It's got to be up here somewhere. Oh, it's intelligence. Okay, we're good. Now we got a skill point, so we could try something else.
It's you again. What is it?
Wait, hold on. I could have used the cigs, right? The cigarettes would increase intelligence and probably lower health. This is probably bad for my stats, but fudge. 2 uses left. It's down here somewhere. This is awkward. Why is it down here? It's like right underneath it. Okay, and then my health is gonna drop.
It's you again. What is it?
It would be great if that served as temporary HP, but I don't think it works that way. I already seen something that makes me think it won't. We mentioned the surreal, how the witness said it was like a surreal play. Mentioned their strange reaction to the bullet. Compromised skill set. Whose compromised skill set? I don't remember. Angus can't take the pressure. Discussed the 8th Hardy. Confronted them about the drug trade with the 8th Hardy. Convinced Titus he's being manipulated. I mean, like, this is obviously the way to go, but like, what's the point of all this? Should we go talk to Joyce first, actually, to get more information on the whole thing? But it's like, I mean, he's being manipulated, but it's like, how do we know he's being manipulated? He seems like he knows everything's going on, and he just doesn't care. He doesn't care how much he F's things up around here, as long as he's in charge, quote unquote, despite the fact that Everard is still lording it over him.
I don't know what went wrong the last time. You have so many good ideas here. Make them all see their puppets on a string.
83 freaking %. This is gonna be dumb. Oh my god, this is so dumb. I'm gonna take more round damage when I see this, huh? I'm not gonna even read it out loud.
Sucks for you. But get this straight. No one manipulates Titus Hardy. I knew I was sticking it in crazy.
And she liked the so-called rapists better.
But you have no idea what you're doing up there. I can see it in your face. Every time you come down and sing her song, she's in your head, man. You're fucked.
I just told you, I know that she manipulated me.
Brutal, Titus. Brutal.
The witness has no hold on officers of the RCM. My partner was just trying to get you to come clean in his unusually emotional way.
I knew it.
Why did you say she's manipulating you? She's manipulating them. Remember? I didn't tell you to say that. Who told him that filthy lie? It was me. I made you sound weak, and I shouldn't have. But this guy, Goldmouth, he's way in over his head. Be careful with his so-called advice.
Wait, why do I only have a boost to, Yeah, that doesn't show me the time limit on... Oh, Astra's right above it. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Okay, I really want to use that skill point for the other two. But I guess we're gonna keep trying with Titus Hardy. Like, seriously, after you try that many times, it feels like that's how you're supposed to keep moving forward, but 83% and failing, it's like... Even when you're maxed out, it's like, what, 97% I think it was? So there's still a chance of failing. Even after you try it a bunch of times, pour a bunch of skill points into it, get way more bonuses than you would need to get 100%, realistically.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Spoke with the Lordman.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Wait, where exactly are these eyes located?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this.
But you didn't see us smashing a lorry, his window and snooping inside?
One of the tall buildings overlooking the roundabout, most likely. That would give them a read on the entire quarter.
But they didn't see us smashing a window. Visual calculus, you are the bomb.
In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
No, let the lieutenant handle it.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn.
Her voice is more cautious, suddenly. Ah, so much for gaining her trust,
I
right?
wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Yeah, I mean, at least you were being willing to negotiate, but no one wants to solve this murder.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
I mean, tasting of iron makes sense when you're talking about blood, but strawberries? Tell me again, how are the lynching and the strike connected?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Do you need a security detail?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
They? I see one guy strung up and left there for a week. What happened to the rest of them?
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating.
Well, yes, I can't imagine the relationship improving when one of them dies. I bet the relationship will deteriorate more when the other two die. And then it will stop deteriorating.
They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
They have post-traumatic stress disorder. Semi-automatic weapons. Again with this. Earlier they were talking about breech loaders as if they were the old stuff, and then we realized that no, breech loaders are the normal weapons, and then they switched to muzzle loaders because it makes the cop think more about each shot. And now we find out they are semi-automatic weapons. I mean, that would make sense if this was the 1950s. I believe the first semi-automatic handgun came to commercial use right before 1900. Either the Mauser. I'm thinking the Mauser was the first famous one. This is mostly knowledge from Hunt Showdown, by the way. I did a little looking into it. They call it the Doge in that game, though.
So, what happened?
There's also the Bornheim, the Bergman, which was a commercial failure and then was just ended up being used as the motto for the Mandalorian's gun.
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the Whirling in rags and lynched. Last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbor. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
For now?
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
I kind of just want to leave them to it.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
I mean, boy oh boy, is that not good, but... And this is... I don't know if this actually means anything. I have to say, this is not disco. This reminds me of... honestly, this reminds me of Pathologic. I kind of just want everyone to burn and just leave. The difference is... Actually, no, there's not really a whole lot of difference. Here, you're a cop. You're supposed to uphold peace. You're supposed to protect people. Meanwhile, in Pathology, you're playing a doctor. You're supposed to save people. But I just want everyone to burn. Like, everyone is talking crap about the cops, and they're like, you don't run things here. It's like, what's the point of even trying to help them? They not only don't want your help, they actively get in your way. I know I shouldn't be getting so frustrated. I know this has been ongoing from the beginning, but... let's try to be diplomatic. Maybe the investigations can team up, you know, share resources and intelligence.
Surely you're joking. These people are killers. My only hope is that yours provides a single, concrete suspect before they indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put...
They are killers, but so far they haven't wronged me like everyone else around here. And just because we're sharing some information, doesn't necessarily mean we have to share everything. Although I guess that's not really teaming up then, huh? Scraps over the mainsail.
If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
They're a workers' union. What could they possibly do?
They would have to project strength and power.
We have 7 people openly admitting to a lynching, refusing to be taken in by cops, and willing to shoot them down. Like, I mean, at this point, like, what are we... We're still trying to arrest one person? We have 7 people who at least strung up the body. 7 people carrying firearms, threatening cops, lying to cops. And we're not going to do anything about it. And we're not going to let these killers do anything about it. Honestly, I feel like they should throw killers in here.
The debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
That sounds actually kind of incredible. extremely violent, but I kind of want to see this.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
I kind of want to see the slaughter happen. The Union workers are not nice people. Not in the slightest. Well, okay, the vast majority of them aren't. That Manana guy has been pretty nice with us, and Leo's friendly, even if his brain isn't all there. What I was complaining about with guns, seriously. There are fully automatic firearms. The cops should at least have breech loaders. Or, actually, now that I think about it, I've been thinking of breech loaders like the single-shot rifles from Hunt, but what if by breech loader they... Like, for example, the Winchester rifle or the Winfield in Hunt. You load it from a port on the side. That's not considered breech loading, is it? Because if it is, then that's a semi-automatic weapon right there. But still, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
We obviously have different ideas of what an automatic weapon is. If you've seen the Aftermath in Hunt Showdown, that's about how fast a real-life M16 fires on burst. Well, okay, well, no, that's probably what it would fire like on fully automatic. I've only ever fired a rifle on burst, but it is so fast that I could barely register that I shot 3 times after pressing the trigger. I couldn't. It's not like a video game where you're like, oh, if I let go fast enough, I only fire 1 shot. That thing doesn't... I'm pretty sure with a 100-round magazine, I could probably have a 200-round magazine, and I wouldn't need a minute to fire off all the shots from M16. Granted, this is probably 50 years before our time at least, but come on, this is ridiculous. And actually, M16s, I want to say they came out first in the 60s or 70s, around the Vietnam War. And granted, the guns do foul up, they do overheat. Real life machine guns. I'm thinking the squad automatic weapon, the M240, I think, M240 Bravo. You need to change out the barrel because it will overheat and the metal will twist. So yeah, I guess if you're going to try not to overheat the barrel, then yeah, I guess it would take 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath.
Also, for the record, I'm not aware of 100-round magazines for M16s. Isn't this a pretty bleak scenario you're describing?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
That is pretty bleak, yeah. Nameless, badgeless detective. Oh boy. You said the deceased assaulted a woman.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
What did the teenagers by the canal say?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
Under threat of violence?
This does not come as news to us, but still. To your knowledge, where did this assault take place, if you know?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too.
The victim, the assault victim, probably gave him those drugs.
Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
mention it? Well, maybe we can go back to it later. Well, let's not mention it for now. And who was this woman?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the Colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
The Colonel, the one who was hanged. Did you know him? How's a guy like that a Colonel? I guess this is a different time, a different place, but you see how officers behave. Like, yes, there are some power-tripping higher-ups who have double standards for how everyone around them should act versus how they should act. But when you get that high up, maybe a colonel in this private military company isn't the same thing as a colonel in like actual national armed forces. But they carry themselves well. You never see any of them acting like this.
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
And his name was?
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one.
Slowly, anything else? Nationality? How old would you say he was?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Most people said he looks around 50. The disco dancer says he was 42.
This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. And Classier also mentioned it.
Hey, I wasn't trying to mention
What
her.
else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own.
Occidental. That fits the statement of another witness.
What can you tell me about Colonel?
Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
These are names we heard before. And we heard them from Alice, I believe, when she was trying to look into the serial number.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Guard facility sounds decent. I mean, it kind of sucks because you're the one getting attacked if anything does happen. And you don't know they're coming. But it sounds like... Well, he was talking about crazy raids and stuff that he probably didn't actually participate in. Although, stuff that he started considering normal.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Got it.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. Countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
She thinks.
If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
She thinks.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel.
Could you contact the company, tell them to call it off?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Wait, hold on. So you just called them up and said, call it off, and they're like, sure thing. And then they're going to deliver the orders by what, snail mail?
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Oh, this is terrible. Where are the remaining 2 mercs now?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth.
And yet, all it takes is one bullet to the right place.
They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We're literally the police. They are literally mercenaries, but we're the vigilantes.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
Vigilantes. The RCM gets its authority from the Coalition. Where does theirs come from?
Somehow, I doubt that lecturing them on the legitimate use of force will persuade them to stand down.
That's not the point. They won't stand down, obviously, but what makes them think that we're the vigilantes? Also, I was being really arrogant because of what I was saying about how one shot in the right place is all it takes. That implies that we either get the drop on them or we shoot before they do. It's it's like playing Hunt and going up against someone with an aftermat, and you're at half HP, and all you have is a a basic Nagant gun, which in that game is the weakest gun in the game, despite the fact that it was a service pistol for the freaking Russian military for a while. But yeah, a single shot no less. Blah, that's just disgusting. Okay. So I guess rather than a Nagant, it's more like one of the Springfield rifles. Just one shot. And you got the sawed-off variant, and you don't have a scope. This way it's gonna be bad. Okay. We still need to know where they are.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Where are these mercenaries?
One is obviously the scab leader
Obviously?
at the harbor gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise.
I mean, he definitely gave the impression of a tough guy. Like, I mean, something about the way he speaks, something about the quality of his voice, but he's a mercenary with PTSD. He's a colleague of the guy who couldn't contain himself at all, was high, who was drunk, screaming obscenities.
The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
In a building south of the roundabout. Sure, let's actually point these out. I'm a little curious about this. Logic, you did great work when you're not compromised. Critical success. Wow. We didn't even need to go that high, but we did. 83%, you know? Most of the time it works. 83% of the time it works. One must be the goon in ill-fitting work clothes by the harbor gates. The scab leader. Ill-fitting clothes, you say?
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
He seemed like we could talk to him, though. Like, he seemed reasonable enough. I wonder what would happen if we actually tried.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a powder keg. Does this not bother you?
I wonder if we could beat up Measurehead, hit the switch, and let the scabs through.
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
To an extent, hers is too. To an extent. The problem is they're going to remove her from the picture, and probably permanently, depending on what she does, depending on how it looks to her, because they're the ones she gets her authority from. One is probably in a building overlooking the roundabout.
It would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Did you point out the specific building, or is she just like, oh, there's a building overlooking the place? Surely it can't be accessed.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel.
Another question for
I
you.
hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They would probably get impatient if I confronted the scab leader.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
There's a brief silence. Seagulls squawk over the bay.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Got it.
I'm sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Well, we do have some tattoos for you to look at.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She takes the guard wire and She reaches over the guardrail wire and takes the photo. Holds it in her hand. This is, other than the fact that there were 2 more mercenaries, we got pretty much the same information that we got from the Disco Dancer and the Hardy Boys. It's interesting because it seems like this game is legitimately giving you multiple ways to get to your main objective. But you might be missing out on some information here or some information there. Like, she doesn't know about the Disco Dancer. Doesn't know that they were more or less romantically involved.
For about half a minute, in silence, she wears fingerless gloves. Her fingernails are cut short and fractured, like those of a working woman.
Oh, she's not just a white-collar worker, I see.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Stay quiet. Observe her expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Accordion lines. What, wrinkles?
Sorry.
What do you think?
I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like VS on a microcircuit?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Huh. Do they have to adjust when they start traveling farther and farther places and gotta zoom out, or what travels did the dead men make?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
You can tell the starting point from this?
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
What is this?
Revachol. Those are the 2 constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Inter-Isolary Age.
Okay. The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
Is Insulinde America, basically? I can't tell. I feel like I need to see these places on a map.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor. And these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Vredefort has a military academy. The Semines Islands saw a recent conflict. In Revachol, he was executed.
Wait. Who was executed? Like, this guy, Lely? Executed? I mean, he did die, so I guess that's an execution. Is this a record of his military career?
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
It makes a lot of sense.
For all the boys looking for adventure, a blood spatter on the seas.
Uh-huh. Who could tell me more?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Yeah, it seems like a bad idea to show it to them. You're right, not a good idea. Even though it would give us some more XP. Sounds like a terrible idea.
I think so. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security.
But why not? What if it's interesting information? That's all for the tattoos. Thank you for your help.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that's all for now.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
Where's the... But here I have some ultra-liberal stuff. I don't have that many points in Boring Cop, do I? Did Sorry Cop go up? This is because I keep saying none of the above is political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Oh no, what is this? I guess these... I'm apparently an ultra-liberal. But I'm apparently just as communist as I am fascist and moralist. First, where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
How do you bring about these circumstances?
Incrementally.
Uh-huh.
Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly.
Ah, you mean like my talk about just taking out the crime bosses?
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability.
Oh yeah, how to
Real, lasting change can only come about gradually. Increment by increment.
Not quite sure, because you could build something slowly, but all it takes is one bad moment to bring everything crashing down. Okay, but what is the Kingdom Conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe. Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
Maybe this is for getting my moralist to like 4 points. Sounds incredible. Alonzi, let's go there right now. No, I'm just gonna grab the thought and just look at it.
Slow down, Mr. Reasonable. Did you miss the part about compromising and taking things slow?
Oh, right. Then let's get there eventually.
That's right. Remember, real democracy is just around the corner for Revachol. When that real democracy kicks in, a long time from now, we are all going to be so much happier.
It's gonna take so long that I won't be able to recontribute towards it. Okay, my thoughts. It would be nice if these just kind of unlocked on their own steadily. Like, as you get at XP, they unlock, and you can unlock them yourself. You know, like, make about half them, like, unlock through progress. Minus half-light, so no intimidation. I might as well read this out loud. Heartache is powerful, but democracy is subtle. Incrementally, you begin to notice a change in the weather. When it snows, the flakes are softer when they stick to your worry-worn forehead. When it rains, the rain is warmer. Democracy is coming to the administrative region. The ideals of DeLorean humanism are reinstating themselves. How can they not? These are the ideals of the Coalition and the Moralist International. Those guys are Signal Blue, and they're not only good, they're also powerful. What will it be like once their nuanced plans have been realized? I'm very curious, but I need the skill points for everything else. Okay, let's go talk to a dude. And as I thought, when my bonuses ran out, well, my current and max went down. It wasn't just my max. Although they didn't give me temporary HP, I would have not been able to do everything as if I had 3 strength. Okay, let's go talk to Titus again. And I'm gonna waste more time. You know why? Because I'm gonna check to see if something's opened up now that I've talked to Joyce.
It's you again. What is it?
Also, I kind of want to talk to the scab leader. I'm also kind of scared. Why would this be helpful? I feel like this is gonna set off the powder keg. Oh, I should have saved. I talked to Joyce. The merc you hanged? His friends are coming for you.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Cronell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
They're snickering in the room. Some of the men put their beers down. Yeah, they are forming some kind of tribunal, and they're coming for you. Forget I mentioned it was probably nothing.
Goddamn right, it's nothing. The fuck are they gonna do? We got 10,000 men in the Union.
Yeah, and it only took about 8 of you to put down one guy, so I mean their chances aren't looking good. But where is his weapon?
It's probably more like 2,000 or 3,000, but whatever keeps their spirits up.
Okay, you know what? Actually, let's try to say it again. See what happens.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
And craziness serves as a bulletproof shield. In my experience, craziness is more of a bullet magnet.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
This guy I'm more scared of than Glenn. The mercenaries are armed with automatic weapons.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Would they pierce ceramic armor?
I guess we're gonna see, aren't we?
Oh my god, you don't even know and you're still being cocky.
That was an unsure phrasing.
See what? That they don't?
Yeah, like you've been up against ceramic armor.
We're not the guys trying to piss off an entire mercenary group. He takes a sip of his beer to bide his time, then tries to get the last
You
word in.
haven't even seen the whole suit, right? I've seen the whole fucking thing, and it didn't make him immortal.
Did you know that a single Sarais giant hornet can kill 40 bees a minute?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
You're the bees, they're the hornet.
We're not bees. We're men. We're socialists.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to do? Scare my men?
You know, that'd be great. I'd love to see them pissing themselves. This Cornell is bad news. You know that, right?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
Wow, you're pissing off crime syndicates. Ones that you might be working for.
These people are trained military professionals. Special forces, as you said. They're not a gang or barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. Don't forget, we're listening in on their communications. Their shit is way apart.
So you know who they are, how many of them there are. You know where they are? Okay.
What do you
Conclude
mean?
with a shrug.
Okay.
I mean, okay, they're gonna wipe you the F out, Titus. I don't know if I want to say anything aggressive, and I definitely don't want to team up with them. I want to see them die. And, you know, if the people who kill them happen to be cruel, well, I mean, we deal with them later, right? Might as well let the monsters take each other out. Yeah, I don't want to tell him that I'm missing my gun, because he's not going to help us find it. He's going to laugh at us. And threatening them, yeah, not a good idea. I mean, okay, they're gonna wipe your life out, Titus.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that, on what might be the eve of battle.
Hey, I'm just warning you guys.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that.
Hi. Okay, okay. What is going on, Titus? Talk to me. God dang it.
I do not understand. They're just stupid, probably. Too stupid to understand the arguments. Maybe the lieutenant could do it for you.
Kim, this game is rigged. I tried this several times. It got to 83% last time. It got to 92% this time. I still can't do it. You've got to help me out, buddy. This game sucks. Please take the wheel.
Thanks for your time, Titus. Case closed. Let's go, officer.
Huh?
He looks surprised.
Really? We are ready to begin our report. I've already started, actually.
He turns back to his notebook and writes as he speaks.
In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Yeah, let them know. We'll kill you dead.
Because of some chick.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
He winces. He actually winced?
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the wild north.
They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
Old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is so
Firearm.
oddly
A
calm.
glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Okay. If we turn on Theo, might actually shoot us. He knows what I'm going. What? He knows what I'm trying to do. What am I trying to do? Well, Rhetoric was telling me to go for the weak one. I hate being all indecisive, but look at Kim first.
The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod.
We can't win a shootout.
What? What does that mean?
Or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him? For no effing reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Takes a breath, wheezing.
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Hits him on the back of the head, a loud slap. Oh yeah, that would drive me off the edge. Although, maybe it would just make me just cry tears of anger. Some of us don't cry when we're sad, but when we're just so pissed off. But of course that means that I can't control myself, so yeah. Just got a bad memory for boot camp, that's all. It wasn't the drill instructors, though. They were actually quite civil with me, despite being drill instructors.
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
He's actually protecting the Sangus dude. Okay, so I guess you're just 99.9% piece of crap. But the last 0.1%, you know, I can respect that.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
Okay, moment's over. Room falls quiet. So quiet you could hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
Just walks off without looking back. Cool.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions?
Gim, we did it.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
So you didn't kill him. He was already dead.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Another nod.
Why?
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
The girls, plural.
Girls plural? There's another girl? 2 of them? Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How did you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
Oh, dude, shut up.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
He turns back to you. What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Tibbs? Who's Tibbs? Because that's... I mean... Good job just going and installing new windows just like that, but could have dirtied it up a bit, I guess. Who's Tibbs? The Eighth Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Oh. Well, good on him. Actually knows how to do his job. And yeah, if you're actually in the window replacement business, there's no way that you would go and make the window look like it was all banged up or scuffed or you know. And it's not like dust can just... You could just will dust to quickly appear or anything like that. If Claude didn't kill him, why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
I didn't notice anything. What kind of crap are we talking about?
That can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
Uh-huh. And can you tell me more?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
Oh, wow, that's a little awkward.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
Noted. Alright then.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Hey, what? You're not a nice person. That's a blatant lie. So who killed the Merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
And, I wonder, did she immediately go outside when he was shot? Probably not, right? She probably ran away or cowered or something like that. That's why there were footsteps there. They went through the back door. down to the pinball the place, and then exit out through the cafeteria. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
And you had ideas about his past too?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
Oh, don't lie to me. All you've been doing is sitting there and drinking all day, for days. You haven't been doing any investigating. You didn't give a crap. It's been a solid week with no interference and you haven't done anything. Whose idea was it hanging him anyway? Hers?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Earlier you said the girls asked for your help. Was this the other one?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good message.
It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker. The missing Ace Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
This is way more diplomatic tone than you've been using this whole conversation. I wouldn't have been so angry if you could talk to us like this.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
You're gonna stonewall me if I ask more about her, aren't you?
Glad you understand that.
Thank you for this. I'll go talk to her. For the last time.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection.
But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away?
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins on some cargo containers.
I don't think you actually care about people.
We'll take that into account.
You're participating in the drug trafficking. You don't care that there's someone just ruining other people's lives around here. You don't care what kind of person Everard is. You don't care who actually committed the murder. I hate this. They're trying to make him seem sympathetic. By they, I mean the game. The lieutenant slides his notebook into his coat pocket. He turns to leave. Oh my gosh. Okay, Esprit de Corps. Which is probably... yeah, of course it's Psyche. Blah. Where's Composure again? Down here in Motorex. Why is this so low? Oh, right, Sneak. I like it. We've actually been upgrading all this stuff. Except reaction speed, apparently. Gotta get interfacing up even higher because that's our jam. For now, Composure. Let's see. Do we have anything that gives it more composure? Probably not. Probably not. And I think I already checked this earlier today. But that's cool. We just go talk to people, right? Put the cigarettes away. Just in case we need that suggestion. +1 composure. Okay, okay, okay. Done all we can.
Hi again, Gendarme.
What is it about the way he carries himself?
It's the sports. He's a sports guy. All about that physical prowess and athletic skill.
Composure
Nothing
6 gave me a 42%.
Bye-bye, Gendarme.
I'm a little curious. Can I talk to you again, miss? Please?
Yes? What is it?
Are you with him?
Of course I'm with him. Why do you ask?
He's an a-hole.
You're an asshole. You know what? Maybe we're both assholes.
Well, I'm glad you acknowledge that.
Please, let's not turn this into another exchange, okay?
Okay, goodbye. The music stopped. I wonder if I could just... I wonder if I could actually get into my room. And I haven't paid for my room for the day, right? I wonder if I can get to my room before 2100. And I know I talked about that before. Didn't manage to succeed last time. Man. Did I never noticed that this door was here, did I? I was just kind of... My eyes just glazed over. I'm like, it's a mess here. That's it. That's all there is here. Anything more in the mirror?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's...
Okay. No, nothing. Okay, let's go here. This room doesn't exist. Like, look at it. Look at it. It's like a freaking closet. No, these two share the bathroom. Or they should, but, I mean... They should, but... This door is closed again. Did she restock in drugs? I mean, all these doors are closed again. They're closed every time I come in here.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with
Search
pill
bottles.
bottles. Necra. This is used. The lieutenant glances. You could say he's on the lookout.
I see. Okay, well, whatever. He would have actually, not explicitly, but implicitly, support my looting of drugs? Look at the window.
This window is pristine on the inside.
Recently
Looks like
replaced.
it, yes.
Smooth as ice. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in.
Okay. We're not getting information about that. Well, now maybe we can find more stuff to check out the back room. Except we didn't find anything before. We're not going to find anything now. Flashlight in hand or not.
It's always good to see you.
She cracks a wary smile, leaning back against the railing.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking at this place again, and in real life, someone could climb on the rooftops, although it would probably be pretty noisy. Especially if no one investigates it, they could probably shimmy down. Problem is, would there be additional snow to hide their tracks? If anyone investigated, would they see the tracks right away? It would probably be easier to leave this door. The key. The key that we got, the one that was hanging outside. Is that the one? Or is there another key? I don't remember. They were talking about a key being hidden somewhere, but was that just a spare key? Anyway, the Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
She puts her coffee mug on the table.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
Jill, I'm the cool cop, remember?
I'm sorry for wasting your time. I should have known that you'd find out.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
Why did you waste our time then?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Cool. I'm satisfied with this explanation. I don't dislike her. It's not just because of the way they... Well, I mean, it is all the way they portrayed her. That's what any character in this game is. But she didn't want to accuse the dead guy of rape just to get herself out of trouble. And for that, Titus called her a whore. I'll accept this.
I am not. There is more here, miss.
You're right. There's more.
More?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
She reaches for a new cigarette.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea. as she's done time and time again.
I wonder what that little piece of cloth was, the one that flew off when we first came here. I wonder what it would have told us.
A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the noonlight.
What lies beyond it?
The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old, old world.
Hmm. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
She lights a cigarette. What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
Yeah, but... then why make her the witness, the victim in this case, if you didn't want her to show up? If they're gonna... Oh my god, the Hardy Boys. They're like, he sexually assaulted someone. Actually, they use choicer words than that. A word that I've been on and off trying to avoid saying. But, like, that's how you call attention to someone. If you don't want her to show up in the records, don't mention her. And definitely don't do something shady like mention her and then pretend to not talk about it to cops. Like, seriously. That's... there's so many dumb things in this game, but, that's just terrible.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Hmm. What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol, or even in Oranje.
So, can you tell us about it?
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting.
That's not illegal, really?
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
He taps on the notebook.
The job was Lou's-Duin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou-Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Generally, people leave radioactive things alone. Or, in this case, I suppose they try to dispose of it.
Laws cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
I guess we would just say the dumb thing. Papalolo.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me.
She smiles. That's a lot of crap you gotten yourself into.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting...
She shakes her head at the
A
thought.
lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
Okay, dang, okay. Corporate espionage is a little more serious than I thought. I figured it's a big company. I guess that's a bad way of thinking, because even the big company, even if they have the money and can afford to lose all that money, they don't. They don't want to, because it's a big company. If it hurts their income, they're going to cut off enough people to keep that income where it was. And that's assuming that they aren't the shady type that will try to deal with the person who was responsible, indirectly or otherwise. happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
Tell me what exactly happened, but please don't go over the details of what you guys did in bed together.
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
I'm trying to picture it. For his position, her. No, I'm not trying to picture the scene because it's loot stuff. I'm trying to picture how it could be that the Hardy Boys were saying maybe the bullet was meant for her and they missed. Most likely not, but I'm trying to. I can't conceptualize it. How plausible is it that it missed? Probably not likely at all, though. The best scenario I could think of is imagining that they saw through the window from the side, in which case the shooter would have to aim lower to hit her. And quite a bit lower, they just shot right from the window. Unless, of course, there was a sniper from heck far away. But it didn't seem like it. Okay, then what happened?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides.
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss.
Oh.
She looks at it and quickly tosses the butt aside. Shakes my head. That's a bad time.
Yeah. It was a real motherfucker.
She immediately lights another one.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Much more than usual.
Titus said you look pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head. Get into his mindset.
I'm pretty sure that would just introduce a lot of haze.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No.
What did you do then?
Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little.
So the shooter had plenty of time to exit through this door.
He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
When it happened, did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
Look, glass shattering is loud, but a gunshot? It's absolutely deafening.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
You know, I was gonna say I was gonna say something stupid. I was gonna say if it's not that loud, maybe the shooter was really far away. But if the shooter was far away, the bullet probably would have been going at supersonic speeds. It would create a sonic boom. That would have echoed throughout the city. Yeah. Or at least through this district. So in that case, Wait, what did they say? What did they say about the gun? I don't remember. It was some kind of military weapon, but I'm thinking it was some kind of low caliber. Well, not low caliber. Some kind of low velocity round. In real life, to have a bullet actually be quiet, you not only need a silencer, a suppressor, but you also need subsonic rounds, so it doesn't create that sonic boom. I'm not sure it gets as quiet as the movies, but that's how you get a bullet, a gunshot, as quiet as you can get. Okay, what happens after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
All right, I guess we better go talk to Ruby next.
Ruby?
Before we continue, who's Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys. She is the leader.
The Hardy Boys?
She says as a self-evidence. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Organizer? I don't know that that's what I call her.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
I half expect her to say, I thought she was the first Hardy Boy. Okay, let's go on. What then?
Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told.
Uh-huh.
She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
Why did they need to reproduce the effects of a hanging? They did hang his body.
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
She looks at the ground, then raises her light brown eyes to meet yours. Then what did you do?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times.
And yet all the armor except the boots are missing.
It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
What did you do while they were hanging him?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
This Ruby, where's she now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
Now we have to go back to Titus.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
I was hoping I was done with them.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later.
Good going, logic. Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
The answer comes fast.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
Are you guys still compromised? I don't think so. Why did you do it?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravachol.
And then this detective showed up and did nothing for 3 days, so 6. Seriously, the body's been having thrown stone on him for 6 days? Is that right? Is my math right? That's horrible.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible. She did, of course.
Now I'm suspicious. Simply because you guys are agreeing. When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
She takes a drag.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
But, oh, right. We can reconstruct the scene. Now that we know that they died in bed, but we don't see the broken window, it's not going to be easy to figure out what happened there. Even visual calculus surely can't predict the angle of the bullet with a perfectly new window. In her bedroom, inside.
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
I think we're done here, for now. Thank you for your cooperation, ma'am.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands.
We should give her a fresh cup. She glances at it. The lieutenant glances at you, then at the door.
He's thinking, are we done here? Or...
Oh, manipulating your skill set. Oh, it's my skill set. God's name, wake up! Discuss secret route, manipulating your skill set.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she further entangles you in her web of lies.
Okay, drama. You're being dramatic.
Take it easy. Start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No rush.
What does that mean? Start from the top, choose like the bottom?
See?
Oh, start from the top, work your way to the bottom, then choose. I believe that she did make the call to the station, but it was worrying me because of how dramatic drama was being. You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergency's desk number.
But?
Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she said.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Say nothing.
She stands before you, holding her back very straight.
Your real name isn't Claudia Armando. Of course not.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. We don't need to do this. Let's back off.
Thank you.
She sounds grateful.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger.
She acted a little differently there when we accused her of not actually calling us.
You are. This is not the end of this.
Intimidation still wants to do stuff. I have no reason to disbelieve that she called us. Right now, she has the single strongest motive of anyone in the plot to call us. It wasn't enough that they hung him there, but freaking Kuno comes along and starts throwing rocks at his body for days. Okay, visual calculus, go. I can't say for sure, but I would guess. You know, I need to sell the 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 the, the disco blazer. I need to sell more of this stuff. I suddenly blanked on what I said. Yeah, I think that drama is just being dramatic, but she definitely did lie to us. Did she lie about anything else other than her name, though? And what reason would she have for lying about calling the desk, other than protect someone? But why would they call the emergency desk then?
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Alright, what happened here? 90%.
Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are two neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed.
Huh. Thumbnail image, I guess. Which is great, because that's probably the main reason I haven't uploaded the last couple episodes. I was just like, oh, I need to find a thumbnail, think of description. Just a short one, but I've just been too lazy and playing too much Ghost of Tsushima. And there's also other things I've been putting off, including work-related stuff.
Like the witness said,
what position are they in?
The man is kneeling. The woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th, and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain.
Converge in his mouth. Wait. How does a bullet enter his mouth and hit his brain? Oh, well, okay, no, I can picture that. Where does it come from?
From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back.
Expect the ghostly figures.
The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization.
Huh, okay, so according to this diagram, looks like there are 3 possible vantage points and they shot in through there, but the bullet was oddly quiet, right? How far can a subsonic round actually fly? If it's a full-size rifle, subsonic rounds, you would have to adjust for a bullet drop. Man, that'd be one heck of a shot. Have a look at point A, the roof.
The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points.
Shouldn't there be gun residue outside?
There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. This was more than a week ago.
That's right. Then I'm what? 80% sure the roof is where the shot was made from? Because that's what I was thinking.
72%. With an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition.
That's right, it was an
Belma
antique
grade
weapon.
rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot.
If you're kneeling, wouldn't the angle of the... Oh. Actually, okay, that would actually make sense. I'm trying to picture it. If you're kneeling, you would probably just barely clear that little partition between the windows, and that would make it easier for the bullet to enter his mouth and exit through his brain, especially depending on the position of his head at the time. That makes sense. I don't know why you'd be lying with your back against the railing or standing with your back against the railing or any of that stuff, because yes, it keeps you from shaking too much, but your arms are still going to be wobbling around. If you're kneeling, you could at least brace it, your arm on your knee, or next to your knee, I guess. You don't want bone-on-bone contact, it's less stable. But yes, I use my knee for stability before. So that's why that one makes more sense to me. You can't like crouch aim like in a video game though. Like crouch walk while aiming in a video game. You would be stationary if you did that.
The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium. a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness.
Are there
Too busy with their own bodies.
Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof?
None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any.
Could it come from inside? No, the window. Could there have been another? Could there have been another point of origin farther away?
That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez?
Extrapolate to include all Martinez.
According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime.
More precisely.
B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. There may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on.
Why would you call them prime? Why not just call them B1, B2, B3? To have a look at point B prime 1 in the boardwalk.
700
or just
meters
B prime.
away. The likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account.
Not to mention bullet drop? Come on, subsonic rounds we're talking here. The gunshot makes a loud crack as it comes past. Even if you're firing from like 500 meters away. Let's take a look at point B double prime, Land's End.
1.2 kilometers away. The least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%.
I figured it'd be
a
5 or
truly
30%.
skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent. No, too far-fetched.
I kind of expected B double prime to be the 5%, B triple prime to be the 3%, but apparently that's not how this works. Look at B triple prime, the islet.
1 kilometer away. An unlikely point of origin. Beyond the docks somewhere. On an islet in the Bay of Martinez, perhaps. There are islets there, badly charted as they may be.
Hang on, let me look at these numbers again. 700 meters away. Wait, what? Okay, let's see. 700 meters away, 1.2 kilometers away, and 1 kilometer away. So you're telling me this right here is significantly closer than this? Like, okay, so this was 1 kilometer, this was 1.2, this is 700. So judged from the distance, this should be more like over here. Excuse me? People? Actually, hang on. This is 0.2, so that's 200 meters. This should be way over here. Oh, hi. Welcome. Welcome. Not too often I see people in chat here, so it's always nice to see a new face. How's your day? How'd you find me? All the good stuff. And let's see, how long do I have left in this episode? Unfortunately, not much longer, maybe like 15 minutes. But anyway, let's try to find a good stopping point.
The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable.
Oh, right on. Flipping through Disco Elysium streamers. You know, another streamer I knew of started playing around the same time I did, but she streams this game more often than I do, so she's way ahead, so I haven't been popping into her streams as much. The other game I've been playing on stream, or the one that I'm trying to do a recurring series on Wednesday, is State of Mind, which I think no one plays at a particular given time, so yeah, my views have been less than nothing there. Or, well, you can't be less than nothing, barely above nothing. Okay, Kim, do you think the shot could have come from further than the roof? In Martinez?
From where, precisely?
Let's say B prime, the boardwalk, B double prime, Land's End, B triple prime, the islet.
I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance?
Much less than the roof, but still. Especially because it went into his mouth and out his brain. Like, it could have been a lucky shot, but, dang.
Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nests if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling. A simple hypothesis.
Yeah, true enough. Blink. Whew, I always love when the visual calculus does this stuff. It also gives me a nice screenshot to work with. Or a nice thumbnail image. A nice screenshot to use as thumbnail image. Okay, just in case, we didn't find anything earlier, but now, with the additional concern for looking around, let's equip the flashlight one more time. I thought there would be a peephole here or something like that, but there isn't. Let's look at these footsteps one more time, though.
You clearly see footprints.
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Crouch, that is
Large
footprints.
prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp.
What is vamp?
The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here.
Gone back and forth.
This print is unlike one left by a regular worker boot. It is not a brand sole with logos on it. It seems custom made or old-fashioned.
How old-fashioned? Antique gun?
Shoe size is 41 to 42, maybe 43. It could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is, unfortunately, the worst, most vague shoe size there is.
Okay. Doesn't look like the worker's boots from the hanging, does it?
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me. Or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though.
Okay, so it's a small to average man. It's definitely not the scab leader. So we could rule him out, for now at least. Prints look like one person went back and forth. They went upstairs, out here, shot the dude, went back through, and downstairs.
Between that and that.
The elevator door, then the bar door, of course. Does it look like odd-soled print?
The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but I wouldn't rule out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know? But it's not an argument for her either.
Okay,
everything around you is quiet.
Okay,
it means someone snuck through. These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer.
Oh, that was a new thing.
At least they're a good argument for this Ruby doing it. To present to Titus.
Sounds been
3
here
weeks
last week.
maximum from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer.
He looks at you.
This isn't bad at all. It was a good idea to see where that door leads. Commendable work bringing us to this place.
Sometimes just kicking down doors actually gets you places. Although we probably would have gotten a boost to that kick down door check if we had investigated. I mean, if we had found out about the murder and then we tried to do it. Or not find out about the murder, find out about the gunshot. And then we tried afterwards, probably would have gotten at least a +1.
All these mesmerizing machines, just waiting to be plugged back in and played.
Calm down, interfacing. Run your finger across the dust of the white Diora machine.
Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating the white-robed woman.
What's white Diora?
Some kind of inane pinball theme. Probably related to Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst.
What, do you prefer, like, superheroes? The 50s. Are superhero comics out yet? Probably.
Diora
simple,
was one
though.
of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era, on the Muindi Isola, the others being Ria Silvia and Advesperasket. This theme is all about early airships and beautiful, sad, pearl-laden women. It's quite nice, actually.
Cool.
The lieutenant grimaces, looking at the machines.
I thought we went through this conversation before. It was just... No, no, no. I remember I effed up with the Hardy Boys and had to do a bunch of stuff, but not this, right? Anyway, he doesn't seem to enjoy pinball, so let's not suggest that we play it. Sounds like you don't enjoy pinball, Kim.
No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on.
Are you afraid of sounding odd?
He doesn't.
He doesn't like pinball. Let's move on then. Alright. Too bad we can't understand him. I'd totally like to figure out like what he's seen here. Also, it's kind of neat that we have... no, not neat. It's kind of fascinating that we have two portraits down here to represent our characters. You know, you have your main character and then you have your partner. It's like an RPG party. There's room for more characters. But these are only two we've seen. I'm thinking there will be at least one more person that will join the party, either with or without Kim. But I'm a little curious. Anyway, let's see if we can get anything out of him.
The man ponders his cooking utensil. He looks up at you. Shrugging is an international sign for no.
I don't know about what's behind that door. Alright, let's talk to him.
Can I help you?
About my bill for
Got
tonight?
the 20 real?
Nope, not yet.
Then why are you wasting my time and yours?
I don't know how to feel about Guard. He's kind of irritating, but also kind of polite. It's a weird combo. Okay, let's do the esprit de corps thing. Esprit de corps, and that was the only one, right? I think that was the only one. Mental health is not great. Fudge! That's why I didn't want to do it yet. Thanks for that reminder. I figure what I would try to do is after 2100 hits, or no, right before 2100 hits, I would go into my room and see if I could pass time there, so that after 2100 I'm still in the room. Maybe Gart would chase me out, I don't know. But if he doesn't, I could then try to sleep there. And I just realized I should probably get some meds just in case I end up losing that last tick of morale. I'm worried about the passage of time though. Someone early on told me that I shouldn't. That I shouldn't worry about the passage of time, but I see that the days are going by and new stuff is unlocking each day. So that worries me. Let's see. I was thinking about finishing up the episode. It's good to see you, Medoro. Are you, I can't remember. Are you free to start playing games again, or still have folks over? Not that I'm really in the mood to play anything else right now. Just bringing that up, that's all. I need drugs.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine
Yeah, hey there. It's been a while.
sprays and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Hope the family's all doing well. I think I haven't seen them since you got your PhD, dang. Or maybe there was one time after it, I don't remember too well. Plus 3 health. I mean, that is a deal. Can I do simple math? It would be 2.7. If I took 3 of them. Okay, well, I mean, that is a deal. Okay, let's just get some.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste
Makes you feel better, or something. Okay, I just want to have that as a backup. I don't intend to use it, but, if I take morale damage, it's gonna be the end for me. Unless I immediately take some kind of psyche-boosting drug. Why's my character moving so slow? Like, I'm moving faster at WASD, what the heck? He says... He asked if I got him in, meaning he's got something to talk about. Just in case, gonna get rid of that flashlight and talk.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
Wait, so you did know something about who's smuggling drugs around here?
Nah, man. I was telling you the truth. I really didn't think it'd be her. She's okay. Sort of troubled, but still, a nice person.
So that's what that emotion was before. It was wishful thinking.
Yeah, that would do that.
What else do you know about her?
Nothing. We just talked a bit. About life and stuff. She left me a key so I can park a lawyer if the jam broke. So, she in trouble or what?
Sorry, man. Can't disclose the facts of an official investigation to you.
It's that bad.
That's out a whistle.
Man,
Looking
what
about 10
should I
years
do?
older suddenly.
What should I do to help her?
Last thing we need is more civilians involved.
Yeah, maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can.
What's the plan with those rhymes anyway?
Oh, you know. Tommy Leham's gonna be a musician. Sprechgesang, but with beats. I've got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft.
Okay, did anyone else catch why this is bad? Because I smashed her window when I could have talked to him and gotten the keys, but instead I went to the closest lorry driver, which was that racist bag of trash. I could have talked to this guy. I could have gotten the keys. Although I probably would have had to succeed, I could check that I failed previously.
The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom.
My ears can't. L with an apostrophe and just LE space, it sounds the same to me. Oh hey Jack. Glad to see you here as well. Reddit was here earlier, don't know if he still is, but apparently he's got folks over, so volume's down for him. Why Tommy Lahome?
Tommy Lam was taken.
Oh, Tommy
My
Long.
real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
Hey, Jerry Lafitte isn't bad. Good luck with that, Tommy. Gotta run.
Yeah, you too. Be safe, detective.
Sure, but I don't know what he's doing, if he's actually trying to keep the family entertained. Of course, he could also be watching another streamer. You know how it is. And let's see if there's anything more we could do with Alice and the radio.
You see a set
Now that
of
we have more
steering
information.
wheels, a radio microphone.
Pull out the radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Did you find out about the owner? I don't think enough time has passed yet.
Not yet. But I was able to convince the database people to sell private sector information. They promised to get back to me by tomorrow morning. Do you have any other questions?
Please connect me, Sylvie, again.
Just a second, officer.
If I need to do any suggestion stuff, my stats are low.
Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes. Hello?
You recognize the voice. Hey, Sylvie, it's the police again.
Oh, great.
She didn't sound there.
What else do you need, detective?
Have you seen my badge?
Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again.
My badge is missing. Have you seen it anywhere?
Oh, no. I haven't, sorry.
Yeah. I'm not trying to pressure you, girl.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Kim doesn't have a uniform, and he looks real to me.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
I literally don't have a home right now.
There are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do it more casually. Looks like you're one of them.
Hey, I found my patrol cloak earlier, but have you seen my policeman uniform?
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco things.
Well, that explains it. Have you seen my gun?
Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective.
She sounds beyond exasperated. I showed you my gun. When did it happen?
You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and...
She's not sure she could continue. And what? What did I do? I probably put the gun in my mouth.
You were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got pretty graphic.
I remember this. You were screaming things like...
You remember this?
My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains. Very nice visuals there.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
Me neither.
Yes, but what happened to my gun?
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns.
Wait, then what happened to the money? I was literally broke when I woke up at the beginning of this game.
It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask.
I gave the guy my gun, right? I didn't actually sell it for anything. Also, I shouldn't say literally broke, because broke is not literal in itself. I literally had no money. There we go. Do you know how my paperwork ended up in the trash container behind the whirling?
Well, you tried to jam it down the toilet, sir, clogging it completely. After I had unclogged the toilet and retrieved the paperwork, I threw it out in the trash, thinking you didn't need it.
Oh, okay, you know, that makes so much sense.
I am sorry about that.
She doesn't sound like she's actually that
Anything
sorry.
else, detective?
You quit your job at the whirling. Why?
You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
Alright, I won't push you on this. Are you ever coming back to work?
Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now.
I feel bad for Sylvie. Me from 3 days ago was a mess. I think I got everything I need. Thanks. Although there was another check that I wanted to check out.
Why not?
Wait, why aren't you comfortable discussing with me?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone.
It was me. Get away from whom?
You know whom.
Did you leave because of guard?
What? No, why would you even think that?
He told me he asked you out. Are you saying it didn't happen?
Please, don't.
God, why can't you just mind your...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again.
Okay, I can't get back to that check, so let's give up.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
I want to hit the button labeled save. Kim's not going to be happy with me. He's not going to be happy with me. You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Finish off the episode on a hopefully silly and hopefully not a bad note.
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio.
Okay,
And
okay.
you're listening
It's
to
not bad.
Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
And Kim cuts it off. Oh my
A
god.
flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio. He's not looking at you as he says,
Is he gonna reprimand me or is he gonna make excuses?
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe it picked up a random frequency. You wanted the prime line, right?
Speed Freaks FM, huh? Look him in the eye.
Oh, is that what it was called?
He's trying hard to act
go
surprised.
for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the Speed Freaks FM.
Pick up the radio again.
Souped up motor carriage for one bad mama's boy. For the heavier foot and the freakier.
He's a car guy.
God damn it.
He moves quick as a viper. Switch out the radio, sets on pilot, then he turns to you.
Look, it helps me to stay alert on long nights, okay? It's a method. I'm not some kind of speed freak or...
He shakes his head firstly, staring at his feet. What about heavier foot?
You would be too if you had this motor carriage.
He snaps half seriously.
But seriously, let's quit joking around, alright? We have a case to investigate.
Turns back to the cabin.
This is Precinct 57. Can I connect it to someone?
I'm done with the radio for now, thank you.
57.
In the cabin, you see a
Actually, no, there's one last thing I want to check.
Just a moment.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Oh, right, now I'll then tell him I lost my gun. Yeah.
Roger that, 10-10.
Alright, okay. That was a fun little bit of silliness to end the episode. I think we are gonna cut off here, though. I'll try to figure out what to do before we actually continue next time, but yeah, thanks for joining me. Hope you all had some fun, and I'll see you around. Till then, stay safe. Goodbye.